Greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to joining us, I'm Rich.
And I'm Kendra.
And well, we're restoring a very cool Queen Anne Victorian house. And well, today we've been invited to the courthouse here in Jefferson County, located here in Fairfield, Iowa, to look through the archives and see if we can't locate All right, let's try that again. Greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to joining us, I'm Rich.
And I'm Kendra.
And well, we're restoring a very cool Queen Anne Victorian house. And well, today we've been invited to the courthouse here in Jefferson County, located here in Fairfield, Iowa, to look through the archives and see if we can't locate the last will and testament of Mr. James A. Beck. Success. Mission accomplished. The last will and testament of Mr. James A. Beck. They actually had it sitting on the counter just waiting for us. Special thanks to Jefferson County Courthouse for inviting us out to check that out. Super cool. We didn't film a lot inside because of privacy, confidentiality, and I think maybe they were a little camera shy, but anyway, they follow our channel and you know, love what we're doing with the house. And so thank you very much, guys. Looking forward to finding out more about Mr. James A. Beck. Well, before we read the last will and testament of Mr. James A. Beck, I thought we'd pop over and take a look at his grave. We cleaned this last year on October 6th. Seemed like a Halloween-y thing to do. Probably hadn't been cleaned in who knows how long. It was pretty filthy, but it looks like it's holding up pretty well. We're not only restoring the house, we're restoring its house history as well. And so one of the things that I've been doing recently is researching the hotels that Mr. Beck had throughout the state of Iowa, and was finding that he was putting in charge Mrs. Beck's sisters of those hotels. Well, we knew very little about Mrs. Beck or her side of the family because there are no family entries linked to her on Find a Grave. And so Mrs. Beck, buried right next to her, we need to start digging up some history and find out where her sisters might be buried, and in hopes that we can make a family connection to somebody that's still alive that might know something about the house, maybe have photos of the house. And so we're going to hit the Find a Grave website, findagrave.com, and see what we can dig up. No, that's not it at all. Oh, glad you could join us. Welcome to our guest room, what we refer to as the guest room. It's one of 5 bedrooms on the 2nd floor. I don't think we've shown it in quite a while. Probably going to be one of the next rooms that we get to work on in here after we finish that bathroom. Starting with this wallpaper. I don't think this room's been touched since 1964. Another one of our original gasolier lights that we put back up after we moved in because previous owner had taken it down. The gas here, missing the little candle piece here for the gas. I know it's gas because when I put it back in there, I had to screw it into the gas pipe. But it is back up and it looks fantastic. Got some cool flower power ceiling wallpaper on there. I don't think we've ever shown that when we did that tour video. Pretty cool. Originally, we had we found some a remnant in the one of the closets, and all of the ceilings had a embossed pattern on it that we're gonna see if we can't find something close to it. What they did here was they had scraped off that embossing to put that ceiling paper up there, and so we will be removing that, removing the walls, and haven't decided on the wallpaper yet. We're kind of leaning towards the Bradbury collection of the. We'll see how that goes. Original mantle. It's the only fireplace in the house that actually you can clearly see it's been used at some point. I don't know how long ago they did that, but it's the only one that doesn't have like an iron insert for like a coal burning fireplace. So that's a little strange and a little scary. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. We got a crack here we need to address. And 2 layers of wallpaper up there. This, what we call a basket weave to go with all the flowers. We had this in every room in the house, every bedroom. And this is the last room that the previous owners did not get to. And so we are right above our porch top here. We get a great window with these big windows. We need to get some better period appropriate curtains though. And there's something else. Oh, we got one of our original radiators here, still radiating lovely. And oh, we did make a cool discovery in here when we were seeing how hard this wallpaper was to pull off. Typical teeny tiny Victorian closet. Not much room in here. Got a couple of cubby shelves over there off the side. But we were peeling off the wallpaper here, which just comes right off. Like, that shouldn't be no problem at all. But I'm guessing 1940s, maybe 1950s. Pretty neat. We got a stamp over here that says complies with government, let's say government standards. So I might continue scraping this off. We might even find a manufacturer name on there. So we'll be able to probably date that. But how cool is that? We'll save that for later. Got some old hooks, I guess are original. We're missing a couple. And yeah. So this is where, the balcony, one of several hundred doors in the house, goes out to the second floor balcony. So get some fresh air. And Kendra had some leftover Halloween decorations, and so threw them up in here. And Mr. Bones here is trying to find himself, not sure what he's doing. He's either trying to find himself a home, or maybe it's some kind of like dating app. I'm not sure what he's doing there. But that actually brings us to today's video, because we're here to find a grave. Alright, so findagrave.com, it was created back in 1998 and sold at ancestry.com in 2013. And it's a great free site to use when you're doing some research. You can find, family, connecting family, obituaries, and most importantly, finding graves. And so, for example, we will pull up the owner of our house, Mr. James A. Beck. Comes right up. And there you have it. So we have a photo of his grave, the specifications of when he was born, where he was born, when he died, where he's buried, and it gives you the plot number. And so you could then check with the cemetery and find the plot number and get a map location and coordinates to find it. Also get a place to put a portrait photograph, and look, there's a picture of our house. And somebody had transcribed his obituary, so we also have his obituary here. It's really long. And then all of his family. So we've got his parents, his wife Etta,
and his siblings. And one of the first graves I found for his brother, David R. Beck. We'll talk a little bit more about him later. And so I was able to track him down as well as his family and add him to the Find a Grave website because he was not connected. And that is an incredibly fun story that I will have to make a different video on, because the tale of his brother and his family is just one for the history book. So we definitely got to cover that at some point. But today, we're a little more interested here in Mrs. Beck. And oddly, when we go here, we have a portrait of her, and an obituary, her grave, of course, but no connecting family whatsoever. No mother, no father, no brothers, siblings, and the Becks had no kids. But we kept finding that, now see, somebody left her flowers, the McKinson family. That is her maiden name. So we have some living family members. We need to reach out to them. Last time I was here, this was not here. This was flowers were left January 2024. How about that? So, but today we're going to see if we can't find a grave to one of her sisters, because I've been researching Mr. Beck's hotels and was finding he was putting her sisters in charge of the hotels. One hotel in particular that I just found, got a couple of postcards on eBay. One, the Summit House in Creston, Iowa. And even a little more rare, an interior photo postmarked in 1909 at the time he owned the hotel. You do not find too many interior photos of hotels back in the day. And that is an incredible find. Mr. Beck is not pictured here, but I wonder if his sister-in-law's husband is. We do not know what he looks like, but we do know their name's Mr. and Mrs. C.A. Allen. Not only ran one of his hotels, they visited the house quite frequently. So we have records of them here at the house all the time. And so we are going to seek out and see if we can't find the graves of Mr. and Mrs. C.A. Allen. All right, so it helps for this website to know as much information as you can about the person you're trying to find. And, well, we didn't know a lot. So we did not know the names because they were always referred to as Mr. and Mrs. C.A. Allen. So all we had were initials. And when it came to Mrs. Allen, she was just simply referred to as Mrs. Allen. Visits Mrs. Beck. So in all the newspaper articles we found, we did not know the names. And it wasn't until I found his obituary, which wasn't listed, but that we found out that his name was Charles. And we knew his middle name was A. So we're going to see if we can't find. He dies in 1932, just 2 years later after our house owner, Mr. Beck. We're going to assume or start with that he might be still buried in Creston. And let's see what we find. Yeah, May 7th. So we have Charlie Allen. He was born in 1857 in Ohio, which makes sense because we do know that Mrs. Beck and her family was from Ohio. She came to Fairfield when she was a teenager after her parents died, or at least her mother died, and she came here to live with her uncle, Mr. Richard Leggett. And for those in the familiar with Fairfield history, that name might sound familiar because, well, he founded the Leggett Hotel, which would be Mr. and Mrs. Beck's first hotel that would go on to run after her uncle dies. So we don't have a grave picture, and they don't have his obituary. So since we have that, we can upload that. And we now know his wife's name was Marguerite. And so we can click on her. And she doesn't have a grave photo either, but it does tell us the name of the cemetery. They're buried at Graceland Cemetery in Creston, Iowa. It's about 2 hours west of Fairfield, and it gives us their grave numbers and lot numbers. So that shouldn't be too hard to find. You can also, if you're looking for some, you can fill out a request form, and that they'll have volunteers, I think they're known as gravers, go out and investigate and take pictures of graves. But, well, I'm feeling like a Sunday drive, and I think we'll go find us a couple of graves.
I'll get the shovels.
Yeah, I was here at the cemetery and I was hoping to find a gravestone here that seems to be missing. Wasn't sure if there was anybody available here to assist. I'm over in lot 39 looking for a Charles A. Allen.
Section M.
In section M, lot 39. Thank you. All right, well, I left a message. So this appears to be the place based on the map that we found online, but there's nothing here. And so I don't know. We ran into this once before when I tracked down Beck's brother's grave, which took us to Inglewood Park Cemetery, famous cemetery out in California. You know, Cemetery of the Stars. Why his brother's buried there is beyond us, but oddly, he did not have a headstone either. And so I left a message. Hopefully there's somebody here that can assist to find out if that's actually the case or if it's just completely grown over.
I told you we should have brought a shovel.
Good evening. Thank you all for joining us. It was on this day, October 6th of 1930, that the owner and builder of this house, Mr. James A. Beck, shuffled off his mortal coil and left us with his last will and testament. We'll see if he leaves anything to the mistress or to any relatives that might have gotten left out, and revenges will be plotted against him. But I thought we'd read from his last will and testament to find out, well, who got what. The last will and testament of Mr. James A. Beck. I, J. A. Beck of Fairfield, Jefferson County, in the state of Iowa, being of sound mind and memory, do hereby make, publish, and declare this to be my last will and testament, hereby revoking and annulling any and all wills by me heretofore within. It is my desire and wish that all my just debts, including the expenses of my last sickness and funeral, be paid out of my estate. Number 2, to my beloved wife, Esther,
I bequeath 1/2 of all of my estate, of which I may die seized, including real estate and personal property, of wherever kind or nature and wherever situated to belong to her absolutely. Number 3, I give and bequeath the sum of $1,000 to Owen Barton of Fairfield, Iowa. Number 4, I give and bequeath the sum of $1,000 to each of the following named persons, to wit, Hazel Monterey, Miss Mandolin Mendes, and Miss Olga Rains, all of Fairfield, Iowa. Number 5, I give and bequeath the sum of $10,000 to my brother, David R. Beck of Los Angeles, California. Number 6, I give and bequeath the sum of $1,500 to Frank Goodall of Whittier, California. Number 7, I give and bequeath the sum of $500 to my niece, Mrs. Margaret Sterrett of Los Angeles, California. Number 8, I give and bequeath the sum of $2,000 to Mrs. Jimmy Beck of El Monte, California. And number 9, the rest I give and bequeath to Parsons College of Fairfield, Iowa. I hereby nominate and appoint Mrs. John Ruma of Fairfield, Iowa, to be my administration of this last will and testament, dated at Spirit Lake, Dixon County, this day, 16th day of September, 1930. James A. Beck. There you have it. That concludes another chapter of the house's history. And well, although we don't learn exactly what things Mr. Beck did have and distribute, we did learn a couple of new names that we'll have to research. And well, and in doing some other research for the house's history, we find that the owners, the first two owners, Mr. Beck and Mr. Ball, both their families have connections to 4 U.S. presidents. And well, that'll be a fun story to share in another video. So until next time.